y'all, M.Falconer here. Welcome back to my studio, and as y'all know, I am renovating the floors right now. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, please go check out the last vlog where you can see I removed the previous stain that was on the floor, and in this video I'm hopefully gonna finish the floors. So I just swept up and the plan right now is to clean these floors. So I got this wood cleaner and hopefully this will take out all the dark spots that are on the floor still. Like, I notice it looks kind of dirty, like there's some black marks here and there, and the varnish that I got, or the stain that I got, is clear. So I want the finish to be like the natural color of the wood, and I just want a clear varnish on top because I like a brighter natural textured wood. I didn't want to like make it darker or anything like that, so that's why I gotta clean it first to make sure it's fresh before we put the varnish on. And then I'm gonna leave it overnight to dry, and then hopefully tomorrow we can varnish these floors. So yeah, that is the plan. So let's do it. Hey y'all, it's the next day and the floors are dry, but I messed up, y'all. I messed up. Like, first of all, mopping the floors, like it did nothing. Like, it didn't do anything positive. Like, even as I was mopping it, I'm like, is this even doing anything? So I came downstairs this morning and I noticed that the floor is actually dirtier than when I started mopping it. Like, literally, if you could see, there's all of these black spots everywhere on the floor, like the whole entire floor. And these weren't there before. Like, all these black spots were not there. And I'm like, what on earth happened? Like, what did I do? And basically, I feel like the wood cleaner, when I mopped the whole floor with it, it brought up all the dirt that was underneath the wood. Like, if you notice, all the black spots are where there's a nail. So any dirt that was around that area where there was like a nail or whatever, the wood cleaner brought it up to the surface, but then there was nowhere for it to go because I couldn't really like rinse it off. I did mop the whole floor with just water, hoping that it would rinse it off, but now that I think about it, like, the water had nowhere to go, so all the dirt just kind of rose up to the surface and settled in all these cracks. And now I'm like, damn, I should not have mopped it in the first place. I should have just spot cleaned it. So I'm like, at first I was thinking, how am I gonna get rid of it? First I was thinking I could sand it again, like sand out all the dark spots, and I tested that and it kind of worked, but honestly it takes way too long and it's way too labor intensive to sand by hand all of these spots. Then I got a toothbrush and I Googled it and I tested some vinegar and water mixture to see like, would that get it off, and it kind of worked. But then I'm like, why don't I just use the wood cleaner to spot clean? So I spot cleaned some of the areas and that worked. So I'm like, damn, I should have just spot cleaned the dirty areas in the first place instead of mopping the whole entire floor. But it's too late. You live and you learn, I guess. I'm not mad or anything. I'm just like, wow, SMH. So now I have to spot clean the floor by hand with the wood cleaner and get rid of all of these dark spots. So I just went to Dollarama and I got a better brush because like that toothbrush would not have held up. So I got this brush and it's a scrub brush for scrubbing in between like tiles and stuff. So I'm like, hey, it's really thick. I'm like, this will work a lot better than a toothbrush. So literally I'm about to spend probably a couple hours hand scrubbing all the spots that I created. But this is a lesson. If any of y'all are planning a project like this, learn from me. Do not mop. Do not mop the bare floors. Scrub them. Spot clean them. So yeah, it's a small setback in our plans, but it's okay. I still think I could start varnishing today. I'm gonna do like half, maybe half and half. I don't know, we'll see. But like, yeah, let me get to scrubbing. So I'm here scrubbing and I ended up switching back to the toothbrush because the smaller handle actually makes it easier. So you just go like that. And you see I got all those spots done so far. But I'll still probably end up using the bigger brush for the bigger areas because there's some bigger spots like over there and on that side. So, but yeah, the toothbrush isn't as bad as I thought it would be. Alright y'all, so it's the next day and the floors are clean and back to normal. Finally. Honestly, cleaning these floors took a lot longer than I thought. It took me like 4 hours and I was like so tired when I was done. So clearly I didn't get time to start varnishing yesterday, but today is the day, y'all. We're gonna start varnishing the floors. So here's the varnish right here. I'm gonna bring it over here because we're gonna start in this corner. So we're gonna start with this side right here. And I got this piece of drop sheet to put the paint on or the varnish on. So I can pour it without making a mess. All right. So the varnish I got is a water-based a semi-gloss clear finish. This is just perfect to protect the wood without changing the color of it, and that's what I wanted. I didn't want to change the color of the floors. Like, I just like the natural wood bright color. I didn't want to make it anything darker. I actually asked my family if they would be down for gray floors. I thought that would be cool, but like no one else liked that idea, so wood floors it is. All right, let's open this up. Just using a butter knife. It's a lot more watery than I thought it would be. And like milky, it looks like milk. All right then. So I'm just gonna pour it into this container and start painting it on. Y'all, we have another problem. Like, oh my gosh. Y'all, this is the worst DIY. Like, this is the worst DIY video ever. Okay, so I started staining, right? And I barely, as you guys saw, I barely varnished any of the wood, and just look at this. Just look at this. I don't know if the camera is picking this up properly. You guys can see. You see all of these like circles? There's a circle here and one here, and a circle there. You see that? Once I put the varnish on, the circles started coming up, and I realized that these are all the spots where I put the wood cleaner. So the wood cleaner is reacting to the varnish and it's not sticking to it, and it's making these spots. So if I were to varnish this whole floor right now, there would be a bunch of these spots where I put the wood cleaner. Y'all, I don't even know. I think I have to clean the floor again. Like, oh my gosh. Can't leave it like this. I can't continue like this. It just looks so bad. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to see if it's gonna dry properly. I don't think so. And it takes like 3 hours to dry. I should have never ever used that wood cleaner in the first place. I should have never mopped the floors in the first place. But of course I would not have known all of this. Like, I'm not a professional flooring person. Oh, okay, I think I have to mop the whole floor again. I think that's what I should do. I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna put some water on just this area and see what happens and let it dry and test it. Oh my gosh. Well, this is real life, y'all. Nothing ever goes perfect. So, oh, this is so annoying. It's taking so much longer. And I fought all these problems. It's okay though, it's okay. Okay, let me figure this out. Oh my gosh. Okay guys, so I washed this area between my slippers here with water. And now I'm gonna put varnish on this area to test if washing it will fix the problem. So then if it does, I'll just have to wash the whole floor. So hopefully there's no spots. I'm praying for no spots right now. Please, Lord. No spots, Lord. Okay. So this part has been cleaned. If my theory works, there should be no spots. Okay, so far I'm not seeing any spots, y'all. Okay. This might be a good thing. So far, no spots. I don't think there's any spots. Oh, there's some spots. There's some spots, yes. Shoot. There are some spots, okay. Okay, yeah, there are some spots. There are some spots. So cleaning with just water is not a solution. Okay, damn. What am I gonna do now? What to do now? Okay, so I don't think mopping is gonna do anything since that test failed. I asked my dad and he doesn't know what to do either. So what we're thinking is maybe it won't dry with the spots showing. So I think we're gonna leave it for the 3 hours that it takes to dry and see if it dries clear. Like maybe it's only showing up because it's wet. I really hope that that's the case because otherwise, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Oh man, I messed up, y'all. Please pray for me, I don't know. Okay, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wait and hope it dries clear. So that's the plan right now. Okay, so we decided to lightly mop the floor because I noticed the test that I did, after it started drying, the spots were disappearing. So I'm like, okay, wetting the floor might actually work. So we're lightly mopping it, like we're not putting too much water. I think the mistake I made last time is I mopped it with way too much water. So like even as we're mopping it, it's drying really quickly. So hopefully this works, y'all. Hopefully this works. Okay, so the floor is dry and I'm gonna try this again. As y'all can see, these are the two spots that I varnished before, and this spot dried without the patches. So I'm just hoping for the best, that the rest will not be fine. And we had to sand this part over to try and fix it, but I'm just hoping for the best at this point. Let's just figure it out, y'all. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Okay guys, so I've done this part and the patches are still showing up a little bit. The camera probably can't even pick it up, but it's not as bad as it was when I started. Like very faint, and I feel like when it dries it'll be fine, like with the tester I did here. So I think the problem is solved now. I feel like the floors will be good once I finish the rest, so I'ma just continue brushing. All right, y'all, so it is Monday now. Me and my dad worked on the second and third coat of the varnish on the floors over the weekend. So right now, half of the floors are varnished and this other half over here is not varnished yet. So that's what I'm working on right now. And in terms of the whole spotty situation with the cleaner, it looks better than when I just started doing it. Like, I think the mopping actually helped, but I personally can still see the dots. Like if you just glance over it, I know the couch and stuff is covering most of it, but like, you can't really tell. Like, the camera can't really pick it up. Like, it's not that bad, but I could tell. Like, I can see them. And like, see, like, if you look closely, you could see, like, if you pay attention to them, like if you look for them, you'll see it. But if you just glance on it, like, your eyes won't really notice it that quick. Like, a random person who doesn't know what happened would come in and they would not realize that they were dots. But because I know, I see the dots. So like, I'm gonna leave that side. The dots still annoy me, but the thing is, this side will be covered with like the couch, and I think we're gonna get a carpet, and like, it's not a big deal. Like, and my dad was like, you only see them because you're looking for them. Maybe that's true, but this side is gonna be more visible. Like, there's nothing is gonna be covering this side. When you walk in, this side is the first side that you see. This side is like, it'll be busy, not that much attention to it, where the floors will be more exposed on this side. So I'm like, I don't want it to come out like that side again. And I just had this thought, I'm like, what if I just scrub clean the whole entire floor? Because since I spot cleaned it, only the spots will show up when you varnish it. But if I clean the whole floor, then the spots won't be noticeable because the whole floor will have the cleaner on it. So I told my dad about the idea, and he thinks it's a waste of time, but like, he's not as anal as I am. And I just know every day I come downstairs, I'm gonna be hating the floors if I don't at least try. So what I did is I tested it. I got the cleaner, and there's a small spot right here in the corner, and I used the brush and the cleaner to just clean this small area with the cleaner. That's over there. And then I waited for it to dry, and then I varnished it. So I just finished the varnishing on this tester area, and there's no spots. No spots. So I think that cleaning strategy actually worked. And honestly, if it was up to me, I would redo the whole floor. Actually, no, I wouldn't. But I wish I had known this earlier. If I know this earlier, or if I thought of this earlier, I would have just scrub cleaned the whole entire floor. But it's too late for this side. But I really am right now about to scrub clean the rest of it, because I just know me, I'm gonna be so bothered. I'd rather take the time and the few hours that's gonna take to scrub clean the floor just so I can get no dots. And this test proves that it'll work, so it won't be a waste of time. So that's my plan, and I'm doing it while my dad isn't here because he'll never know unless he watches this video. So this side should look way better than this side now. So that's the plan. Hopefully I can get the first coat of varnish on this side done by tonight. And yeah, it's perfect. Okay. All right, let's fill this bucket with cleaner and get to work. All right. put the varnish on. This process was definitely a roller coaster, y'all, but I wanted to show you guys the whole process and all my mistakes because life isn't perfect and stuff happens, but we just gotta work through it. So it ended up taking a few days to finish putting on 3 coats of varnish, but I'm so glad this step is finally over, and I can't wait to put the studio back together in the next video. So definitely subscribe to stay tuned, and thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see y'all in the next video.